Hi, ladies. Welcome back to the Winter Academy. I'm Stacia, and we're still talking about that confidence speaks, the verbal and non-verbal cues for virtue signaling positively, right? And so today I want to talk about walking with purpose. And let men tell it, they can tell a lot about a woman by the way that she walks. And I think in general, we can tell a lot about people by the way that they walk. Are you walking fast everywhere you go? I'm kind of like that. Are you, someone that drags and is slow? And I don't mean in the way of smelling the flowers. Do you walk with your head down? Are you good at wearing heels? Like, there's a lot of nuance to just walking, right? And even like the spiritual walk through life. How is it? Are you limping? Are you taking the road less traveled? So we're dialoguing with the self. Remember, we're asking ourselves all of these different questions out loud because it reverberates and hits the ear in a different way than us asking ourselves in our mind. And so, walking with purpose. I only go to destinations. I only go to destinations. And I know that sounds weird because everywhere is a destination, right? But for me personally, I'll use myself as an example. When I leave my house, it is to go somewhere. Other than that, I'm at my house. So if I say I want to go to the park today, then that's exactly where I go. I want to go to the beach today, then that's exactly where I go. I want to go to the museum or to Starbucks or wherever. I'm going exactly there. I'm never just going out into the world and saying, hey, let's see what happens. Now, you can do that by all means, but I'm never the girl that's just out and around. You don't see me like that. You're not going to see me like that. It's very destination oriented. And that is a non-verbal virtue signal. You can't find me everywhere. It's kind of like the rare thing. You're not going to find rarities everywhere you go. You're not. And so when we are virtual signaling to the world who we are or who we think we are, right, where you find yourself plays a big part in that. And so, like I said, I only go to destinations. I'm going somewhere very specific. I'm never just, oh yeah, let's just go outside. Maybe if I lived like in LA or something like that where it's sunny all the time or something like that, then that could be a thing. I'm not as adventurous as I probably could be in the city of Chicago, but yeah, you're just not going to find me everywhere. Um, and another part of that is roaming safe places. Like I said, I'm not just going outside. But if I were to just go outside, then it's probably going to be somewhere where there's heavy police presence. Like Hyde Park, they have two police departments, right? So you have Chicago City Police, and then you have the University Police. And then you low key have the Metro Police. So it's like three different policing forces in that community. Or I would go downtown to like Navy Pier or to the museum or to a gala or something of that nature, unless I'm just out pooching around town with my daughter and maybe she wants to go check out a couple of stores for shopping or something like that. I'm roaming safe places. I'm roaming places where women are respected, where violence isn't necessarily happening, at least open violence. Oh, yeah. And so I'm never just roaming. If I am, I'm roaming a safe place, relatively speaking. And so that's also a part of the virtue in virtue signaling, right? You're not just going to find me anywhere. I'm not going to be hanging out in the corners talking to anybody. I'm not going to be in some bar dive. I'm not going to be in some place where I know it's going up. After a certain hour, you got to leave because it gets dangerous. Like, I'm not participating in those spaces. Now, granted, I'm 40, I'll be 42 this year. So those things don't appeal to me. But when we talk about the signaling and it garnering respect, going back to the rare thing is not everywhere. It's not. Um, and another non-verbal virtue signaling that you can do is standing up straight. And I mentioned that in a previous video about the spiritual connection to standing upright, meaning you're in alignment, right? And people that are slouched over, shoulders slumped, or, now that we have our phones and we're doing this all day long, it's actually creating that hump on the back, and giving a lot of people scoliosis, inclusive of hand tremors and carpal tunnel. And so standing up straight lets people know that you're confident. You believe in what you have. Your sauce is the sauce, right? And you're standing on it. And a lot of people just can't stand on it. That's what we're seeing. That's why these videos, whether I get 3 likes or 3 views, they're pertinent. They're pertinent because what we've been taught as women, what we've known as women, has been hijacked for a very long time, like 6,000 years. And so standing up straight and a woman having confidence can be looked at as arrogance or egoic or superficiality. And it's like, nah, I like me. And when you begin to like you, you start doing things differently. You approach things differently. And people notice when you like you. And then they want you to like them because you're the value point. And if you value a thing and you value them, surely they're of value, right? I have something of value, which is why I keep posting these videos. It has less to do with the viewership and the clicks and the likes, although I would like that. The truth is the truth. And me bringing it to you is just what it is. It's still the truth, whether someone sees it or not. It's kind of like the proverbial, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? Yes. It just means you didn't hear it. There are people walking this planet that are not having the same scenarios or lived experiences as a lot of other people. And I think that's worthy of dissecting. I think that's worthy of breaking down, right? Do you know how many people have asked me, am I a model? Was I a model because I stand up straight? I'm 5'2". No, I ain't no model. No, I ain't no model. I just had a mother that made us stand up straight. It was tutelage. I was taught this. And because I was taught this, I feel like I could pass it forward. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I could give this away. And so I think it's important to set intentions, right? And I think because of these videos, it could become easy to set intentions and say, hey, I will look somebody in the eyes when I'm talking to them, or I will say no with a smile on my face, or I will walk with my head held high and my back up straight. I will say what I want and what I need and be specific and exact and not apologize for that. Those are intentions, and you can set those intentions for your personal lived life or lived experience, right? And so some of the daily intentions or daily goals that can be set is figuring out where you're going. And I don't mean like going in the world, but I mean like the day to day. Where are you going? Are you just going outside just to, get fresh air or sunlight or, something for the home or whatever the case is? Where are you going? Right? Those places have a connection to who we are, right? And if we start to go to better places, then we're signaling to ourselves and to the universe that we deserve better because we're literally taking the steps to do those things. So this would coincide with what you eat, what you dress, and what you say yes and no to, right? Setting those intention goals for your daily life. That's how you build a better life portfolio. That's how you build better relationships with yourself and the world around you. And so in another video, we'll talk about some of the ways that you can position other people in your life or seek out other people in your life that mentally or subconsciously virtue signal to you for the thing that you could be doing or should be doing, right? And so once again, ladies, until we meet again, please remember, it's not enough to just be pretty. You must be pretty on purpose. And until we meet again, peace. Bye.